Welcome to another edition of the Goal Post, your front row seat to the biggest stories in football, from timely match breakdowns to explosive transfer news, from tactical masterclass to unmissable insight. We cover it all. Big goals, big moments, and even bigger debates. Good morning. I'm your host, Oluwamayawa. Well, I'm not alone. I'm with the usual suspect. Timmy is here with me. Timmy, good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Lagos, good morning, Nigeria, good morning, the studio. Uh, it's an amazing weekend, very impactful weekend. Man City being humbled. Uh, it started with Arsenal, it's now going to end with Arsenal, obviously. It's an amazing weekend, and we are ready to dive into it.
There is a whole lot that happened over the weekend. I mean, your team, for a fact, Yorubas will say something. There is something called Feniku Foladide. It seems Ruben Amorim has not been able to get, it right when it comes to Manchester United. They were very fantastic in the Europa League, and this weekend, you know, they couldn't do much with Crystal Palace. It seems there's even some memes going on online that it seems Manchester United cannot divorce the 13th position.
Uh, well, sometimes I want to clamor for Amori to change his style of play. But at the end of the day, I feel we are going to suffer now and enjoy later. So the players are still getting used to the style of play. It's not his fault he has inherited a very, very bad team. And that should be credited to Eric Ten Hag because he signed a whole lot of players that are not needed. Uh, Obviously, players get out of Manchester United and start performing. Antonio over the weekend for Real Betis, amazing, amazing, amazing. He delivered a man of the match performance. Whereas in Manchester, he has been a shadow of himself. Well, what can I say? The new manager is losing more than the old one. The old one was not this bad, but I feel the old one was patching and patching and patching. Whereas this one is exposing the players that are not ready to play for the badge. So come our fight is just to stay up, stay in the Premier League. Things have to get this bad for it to be good again. And hopefully, by the end of the season, we stay up. I don't want any European football. We stay up, and then we Amorim can buy the players he wants for his system to flourish.
Do you think Amorim is being stubborn in terms of, not allowing Rashford to be part of the team? I mean, Rashford has left for Aston Villa, but I watched the game yesterday and there was no potency in the attack.
Uh, the coach sees better than all of us. Rashford has enjoyed being being used and used with underwhelming performance, with performances that are so shite, and he keeps on getting picked by Ten Hag, Bruno, Rashford, Bruno. They give performances uh, that are below average, and they get being picked. This manager has said if you don't play well, you will not be picked, and it's evidence and it's happening. If Casemiro is not playing well, you can see he's not picking him. It's nobody's fault. Rashford, this whole issue. That's what we look back 5, 5, 6 years, 7 years time. That's because he will be getting to the end of his career by then. That's what we look back and he will regret this moment
Okay,
because he could have done more.
okay, and that's interesting. Let's get into it. Let's start with Arsenal. Arsenal five-star performance yesterday was something to write home about. I mean, they were very fantastic in that particular game. Um, Arsenal showcased a dominant performance at the Emirates Stadium, trashing Man City 5-1. The Gunners took an early lead through Martin Odegaard, but Man City equalized via Haaland. Arsenal regained control with Thomas Partey deflected shot, and further goals from Miles Lewis, Kai Havertz, and Nathan Waneri sealed the emphatic victory. City defense was left in disarray as Arsenal relentless pressure paid off, bringing them within 6 points of leaders Man City. I mean, that particular game, I watched that particular game. Um, when I knew there was going to be trouble for Man City was Man City were making on characteristics error. I mean, the first goal, I thought the goalkeeper would have done better, probably cleared the ball, or even the defender that passed, even John Stones passing the ball to Akanji. I think John Stones was also a contributory factor to that first goal that they considered in 105 seconds.
It's not the goalkeeper's fault. The goalkeeper, that's how Man City plays on the edge of danger, gives the balls to Stones. Stones could have picked another person. Uh, what's this guy's name now? The guy on the left, that plays the left back, could have
Guardiola,
passed to him.
Guardiola.
Gavadio, he could have passed to him. He decided to pass to Akonji in a very tight space, and Declan Rice forced the error. It was very smart of Kai Havertz not to go direct and pass the ball to the captain to slot it in for 1-0. Even at that, City kept on making mistakes. They made another mistake. The keeper made another mistake again. Passed the ball to, I think this time, Kovacic or so, and Declan Rice again with a brilliant tackle. Pushed the ball away. Give the ball to Kai Havertz, but he couldn't do anything with it. Fired wide. If he had scored, it would have been 2-0 in the first 10 minutes or so of the game. These are excuses. These are errors. That's why I said this is beyond Rodri. Uh, People will say, "Yeah, this is the kind of game Man City needs Rodri." Is it Rodri that is saying the defender should be making mistakes? This things is beyond Rodri. Pep at overstage is welcome. Pep always go to a team where he has the tools. He goes to the best team in the league, and he has the tools. Then bring in more tools with money to dominate the league. But in Man City, he has overstayed his welcome. He has never stayed this long in any club. He has overstayed his welcome. This his style is being figured out. No team is sitting back again. And as now of before, we sit back and not press high. And the defense, we have a whole lot of time on the ball, and they will only press when they get to their own half. But right now, everybody wants to press City. Everybody wants to get the ball from City. Everybody wants to hurt them. They've done this to people in the past, and they are just reaping the the dividends of their labor.
But the question has always been, I mean, if you look at Arsenal yesterday, it was more like Arsenal wanted that particular game. I mean, after they scored the second goal, I mean, after it was 1-1, a lot of people felt maybe, Man City is getting a foothold in that particular game. But yes, the second goal from Thomas Partey, it was a deflection from John Stones, and Foden also contributed to that particular goal, making a wrong pass, and that was what led to that particular goal. However, if you look at how Arsenal continue to progress, there's a particular Lewis, the one that was recorded, and they had to appeal for the record. The guy is just 18 and was very exceptional yesterday. He even had room to move forward, to join the attack. And that was the reason why he was getting into pocket of spaces whereby, he was able to create chances for himself. It seems that Arsenal really wanted it more. After the second goal, they went for the third, they went for the fourth, and they went for the fifth. If they had extended that particular game, probably maybe give them another 5, 10 minutes, probably they might have scored the sixth goal.
Um, Obviously, Arsenal wanted it more. After the event of the first leg, we could see Alan throwing the ball at Gabriel, touching Ateta and telling him to stay humble. Then speaking to Kelly, the left back, he played in that match. I think he was brought in that match to replace Calafiori, and he was telling him, "Who are you?" He was talking to him. He was saying, "Who are you? Who are you? Like, don't talk to me. Who are you? I don't know you." And obviously, nobody knew him then. But after the guy scored, he hit the Alan celebration, um, put pepper in the sauce, and he made Alan really really stay humbled. And I like what Arsenal did. At the end of the match, they played the song "Stay Humble, Sit Down." That was what they were playing at the end of the song, which it was so nice. Alan replying them with touching the Premier League champions badge on his shirt, saying he is the champion. You are not. Yes, you are not, but you lost on the day, and it's 5-1. This is the first time. This is the second time a Pep Guardiola team is going down by 5 goals. A Pep Guardiola team is being scored 5 goals against. Again, this City will. They are not going anywhere. Madrid is going to finish them. Madrid themselves, they are not playing very well. Madrid themselves are funny. Madrid is, but this City is there for the taking. Um, if they couldn't cope with the pace of Havertz and Martinelli and all these guys, then what happens when they start playing with them Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Bellingham and all these guys that really wanted it in their competition? The Premier League is City's competition, and they are being dominated right now.
You were one of those that said Man City is not back. I remember the last time we were previewing this particular game, I was of the opinion that Man City is back based off their performance. They've been able to score 12 goals in the last 3 games that they played, three in the Champions League and 9 in the EPL. And their performance, showed that probably maybe they are digging themselves out of the hole they are in right now. Do you think? I mean, you said Pep is being figured out and the rest of that. Do you think it's because he has not rebuilt in a long time? Because I was listening to, um, you know, what's his name now? Ian Wright speak yesterday, and one of the things that he pointed out, which I agree with Man City has not rebuilt in a very long time, and that is what's affected him. And also, as a follow up to that, do you think the performance of yesterday will probably keep critics quiet, will probably shut critics up in terms of everybody talking about Ateta not getting a striker?
That's again, because he won 5-1 does not mean he doesn't need a striker. He still needs a striker. He needs a striker to finish up games against an Everton side that is there for the taking. He needs an out and out striker. City played open. Everton is not going to come to you and play open. A Crystal Palace will not come to you and play open. Uh, and Ipswich, all these guys that play low block, they won't come to you and play open the way Man City did. You're not gonna get this kind of delicious meal every day. So you have to have a potent striker that will be there for the taking. And then again, speaking about rebuilding, Pep does not know how to rebuild. He has never rebuilt before. Check all the team he has been in. He has never rebuilt. Even the Barcelona he went to, he inherited Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Eto, all these guys. How many people did he brought to Barcelona and excel? How many? How many? He didn't really rebuild them. If you look at it, the main core players that were the main players were there. Fine, he added David Silva. He added one or two players. Promoted Sergio Busquets from the academy. Yes, of course, that's his normal once in a while to have those kind of things in a team. But you didn't really have a major rebuild. You can't compare it to what Arsene Wenger did with Arsenal. Practically rebuild Arsenal over 3 periods of time. I think 3 times. Ferguson rebuilding Man U over and over and over and over. Even with what Mourinho did with Chelsea, Mourinho coming to Chelsea, overhauling almost all the whole team, selling Baba Yaro, selling almost all these guys, and bringing in new players that played and he won stuff. And you could see the way they play, the way he rebuild the team. But a situation Pep does not rebuild. He does not know how to rebuild. Look, when he went to Bayern Munich, he didn't rebuild anything. He practically used the players there. Didn't go past the semi-final of the Champions League 3 times in a row. Was knocked out by Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid. The Spanish teams was knocked out by them. Went to Man City. Man City were the best team in the league on paper. They might not be performing very well when he came. Even when they are not performing very well when he came, they were always regular top four, and they even won the league 2 seasons before he came. So they were the top team on paper. They were the best team. Yaya Toure, Aguero, all these guys, David Silva. Kevin De Bruyne, all these guys, they were there. And he came and he was signing defenders, the kind of fee you pay for a striker. So he doesn't know how to rebuild. You can't compare him to the likes of Ancelotti and all these guys. And now you see what is happening. He has overstayed his welcome. Thank you. It's time to get out.
But in any case, I mean, when you were talking, you mentioned Crystal Palace. This takes me to the next talking point. Uh, United is having a very torrid time at home. I mean, they've lost 7 games, at home. They've lost a total of 11 games, lost 4 on the road, and ending up losing 7 at home in the DPL. Crystal Palace turned Manchester United with a 2-0 win, courtesy of Mateta's brace. United lackluster performance saw them fail to capitalize on early chances, while Crystal Palace defense remained resolute. Manager Ruben Amorim's lineup choice, scrutiny as Manchester United suffered their 7th home defeat of the season, dropping them to 13th point in the second, 13th position in the standing. I mean, what is going on with Manchester United? It seems Old Trafford is now a hunting ground for the opponent. I mean, they come in a whole lot of teams that you suppose, that you feel probably be scared of Manchester United. They go in and they have joy.
Is what I said earlier on. We suffer now, then we enjoy later. If he comes and play an explosive game, maybe gives everybody freedom, only kind of ball, try to hit them on the counter, be explosive and all. Maybe we would have won some couple, but at the end of the day, it still boils down to we not getting it right. So it's normal. Let us suffer now. Yes, we take the hell. We suffer. This same Arsenal we're talking about. Ateta did the same thing. Amorim did with he's doing with Rashford. Ateta did it with Aubameyang and Ozil. People call him crazy because Arsenal was not winning. Obviously, then people call him crazy. How can you have Aubameyang on the bench and you're not using him and this and that? And sometimes he's starting Martinelli top 9 and everything. People call him crazy. But who is reaping the dividends now? Arsenal. So it's normal. Let him just do his thing. I just feel um a whole lot of players don't want to play for the badge. They are just there for the money. So this end of season, a whole lot of players will be going out of Man U and let the new players come. Then we can perform. I just feel we can we can stay up and avoid relegation.
But I mean, if you are scared about relegation, don't you think it's time to just chalk the results up and probably just
No,
ensure
it's
that you stay
obvious.
up?
It's obvious. My United will not relegate. I'm
Are
just
you
putting a
sure?
bit of. Of course, of course, of course. We are not. We are not. Man City has considered more good than Man United this season,
But they have better points than Manchester United.
but they've considered more goals. Is that funny? So, the team is bad. Is so bad right now. We know, but obviously we are not going to relegate. We know we are not good, but we are better than the likes of Ipswich, Leicester, and the rest. So everybody's there. They're not going to win all the games. Man are going to win. We have a significant point gap between us.
Yeah, are you there? Are you there? Yeah, are you there? Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, I said the point gap between Man United and the rest is a bit is significant enough. So we are going to stay up. Man United is obviously better than Leicester, Everton, and all the guys in the relegation battle. Even Tottenham. So Tottenham are going to get relegated before Man United.
But the question is this. I mean, if you look at the strikers yesterday, um, Joshua Sexy, Hoyland, and the rest of that. It shows that Manchester United needed a whole lot of firepower in front of goal. However, it has always been that the strikers that Manchester United have at the moment, they can't deliver. Why allow a Rashford go to an Aston Villa, when you can just patch things up with him and probably let him play and see if he can be able to help the team and get Manchester United off the 13th position. The question has always been, if the teams below Manchester United, were doing very well, probably Manchester United will be struggling with the likes of Ipswich.
The problem is still the same. What if Rashford is the problem himself? Um, when this whole thing started, I think the second or third game when it started, Ruben Amorim said something. He said, if he was, they asked him if he was Rashford, what would you do? He said he's going to speak with the manager. So
Do you think Rashford
Rashford
has not
is
done that?
maybe he didn't do that in on time and gave the manager this opinion of having ego and all, and then maybe there is always a situation with leaks in the dressing room. Someone in the dressing room telling people what is happening in Manchester United. Maybe it's Rashford. Maybe yes. All these things are there. All these things are there. When Ronaldo speak about so many things, everybody bashed Ronaldo. Ronaldo is this. Ronaldo is that. But it comes out that everything Ronaldo has said over time is the truth, and we bash the wrong guy, and that's it.
Uh, but, but, but,
Um,
but, the question
I've
is,
said it over here, over
yeah,
and over again. Part of Manchester United problem is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is another one that needs to go. Needs to get a replacement. He's over reliant on Bruno Fernandes. What does he do? He tries to pick a pass every time, tries to force the ball every time. Maybe it's the way we play, but him himself, actually, be sensible enough. It's not every time you want to try and force the pass and you give the ball away to the opponent and he's always complaining. We need players that will fight, players that will, I don't know, someone like Martinez. The mentality of Martinez is needed. That kind of player, that's what Manchester United needs.
Martinez got injured yesterday, and,
Yes.
according to reports, he might be out for another 3 months, if not the end of the season. What do you think would happen to Manchester United defense? Because I mean, the butcher, as they call him, has been a constant figure anytime he's fit, has been a constant figure in the Manchester United defense. And even with him, Manchester United, except the game against Bucharest, they've been conceding goals with reckless abandon.
Uh, it's going to be a significant miss for United because is one of the best defenders in the league. He's the best defender Manchester United have right now. Um, of course, the coach should be sensitive enough to fix up things. I've always said it over time. Injuries are not the reasons why you lose a game. He got injured yesterday, then we considered goals. Are we going to say because Martinez got injured, that's why we considered goals? No, that's not. Injuries are part of the games. You have other centre backs on the bench. When you know they are not good enough, why are you bringing them in? So injuries should never, never, never be a reason why a team is losing. So I just hope Manchester United can just stay up. That's just it. That's just it. We suffer now. I believe we are going to enjoy later.
Well, let's move over to one of the most inconsistent team, in the EPL the EPL has ever produced. There is a Tottenham who is also in the relegation battle with Manchester United. Tottenham earned a 2-0 victory over Brentford, showcasing their attacking prowess and defensive solidity. The win strengthened Spurs' position the win strengthened Spurs' position, taking them away from the relegation zone and probably edging them closer to the mid-table. What do you make of that performance?
Uh, Again, Tottenham is like a possessed wife that you don't know what you will get when you are coming back from work. You don't know if she's going to be is going to behave well today or come back to hell at home. Uh, that's how Tottenham has been. I was telling someone There is no how Brentford will score. Brentford, even though Tottenham will win, Brentford amazing. Tottenham actually won 2-0. That's how shocked I am. That's how Brentford behaves. Uh,
But do you think Ange should stick with the academic graduates? I mean, a whole lot of them, a whole lot of players that featured yesterday, they were from the academy because majority of the key players are
I
out
enjoy.
injured. And in the two games they've played, the Europa League, I mean, they did fantastic, winning, and even some of the academy guys scoring. One Nigeria amongst them, I think Ajayi also scored. And yesterday against Brentford, 2 days ago against Brentford, you know, the academy players showed up again to be counted.
I said it. The last time I said, give them opportunity. If the players that are there are not hungry enough, the academy players are always hungry, and it's been testament over time. That's what happens in a team always. If the players are there are not hungry enough, the academy players are hungry, and they will perform. And it's obvious what has happened. I think it should stick to the academy players. When the players that are there, when they get back, integrate them little into the team. And at the end of the season, they need an overhauling. So many players need to go. They need to sign better players. They need to start fighting for titles, have the mentality of fighting for titles. And again, very important, they are going to lose Son at the end of this season. He's going to leave. I don't see him staying beyond this season. He has to win something.
Do you think Danny Levy is going to support that ambition of buying player? One of the problem with Tottenham has been Danny Levy not wanting to spend money.
That's the problem they have. The best coach they've got um, over time was Antonio Conte. If he had spent money with Antonio Conte, I think they would have done well. You could see the flashes when they played. Antonio Conte made them work, make them play a defensive kind of football, but very effective. The Antonio Conte way. But again, he decided he's not going to spend money, and that's what happens when you don't spend money. You end up being Tottenham tried though, and that's the end.
They say Nelly does not kill a bird. But in any case, let's go to a team that did amazing over the weekend. Nottingham Forest, they were on the receiving end last week. You know, getting pummeled 5-0 by Bournemouth. I mean, their performance last week was nothing to write home about. And they decided to show up and pay back and pay back um, Brighton, in a decisive coin in terms of scoring goal, putting 7 past Brighton. Nottingham Forest showcased an attacking masterclass, dismantling Brighton with a 7-0 victory. The home side dominated from outset and multiple players contributing to the scoreline. Brighton struggles to contain Forest's relentless offensive attack in a memorable day for the host. I mean, what do you make of that particular game? There's a particular Chris Wood who is 32, who is scoring with reckless abandon, is currently behind Haaland, is the third highest goal scorer in the EPL at the moment.
I said it. Brighton are not going to play against Man United every week, so they will lose. I said it the last time we were here. They are not going to. If it's Man U, yes, Brighton will win. We know. But against this, Nottingham Forest practically dismantled and destroyed them. Elanga hat-trick of assist. Those are the things I was saying about Eric Ten Hag destroying Manchester United. Imagine selling Elanga and bringing in Anthony and all these guys. Elanga is an academy graduate. He should have still been there. There was flashes of brilliances when he was there. You could see the way he was playing, runs behind. He does the simple things. He doesn't have the skill, leg over and all these things. No, he doesn't. But just the normal, regular thing a player will do. So and Elanga should have been should have been there to play very well. We could see what he's doing in Nottingham Forest. Amazing player. And Chris Wood, my God, is scoring for fun, scoring for fun. Patrick, um, I think is going to be in the this Premier League team of the season is going to be very very funny because you
No,
have a Chris Wood, you have a Chris Wood, you have a
I mean, it's going to be Haaland, Salah, and probably Chris Wood at the end of the day. I think those are three that probably
no,
make it. Okay,
no, it's not going to be. I think they are going to put a 4-4-2.
okay,
I think they are going to put a 4-4-2 in. So with a Salah at the wing, Salah at the wing. I don't know who is going to be at the right, but maybe Isak at the right side, then Alan and Chris Wood up top because Isak has to be there. These guys have done magnificently well. Chris Wood scoring for fun. I like the fact that and coach of the season also we should be looking at Nuno Santo and Raiola of Bournemouth. We should be looking at those two also.
do you think Olaino, needs to leave Nottingham Forest? I mean, his performance has been very fantastic. He had a very scintillating performance over the weekend again, showcasing class. I mean, he has been very consistent for Nottingham Forest, and he doesn't get a whole lot of mention because I mean, he's just a defender. However, his contribution is always very, very top notch in terms of what he contributes to the overall game. I mean, he was even attacking against Bournemouth. Yes, Bournemouth gave them a whole lot of room to play with. However, it shows how important he has been for Nottingham Forest.
For me, if he's not a very top team, he shouldn't go. If a Everton is calling, a Tottenham is calling, he shouldn't. He should just stay. If he's not a Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Chelsea is his former club, obviously. Chelsea, City, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Napoli. If he's not all these guys, he should just stay put and play his football in Nottingham.
Yeah, okay. Let's move over to the champion in waiting. Um, they were able to win their game, dispatching Bournemouth. It was a very difficult game. Liverpool continued their pursuit of Premier League glory with a 2-0 victory over Bournemouth. Goals in each half secured the point for the visitors who managed the game effectively. Bournemouth put up a spirited fight, but lacked the cutting edge to trouble the league leaders. I mean, what do you make of that particular game? I mean, the way, the way um, Liverpool is playing right now, I think it's as good as saying they'll probably win the league. I mean, they are just in they are just in the form of their life.
The,
This
the, the, the only the only thing that can stop them from winning the league is if maybe a Van Dijk gets injured or a Salah gets injured. If those two are fit, Liverpool wins the league. I said it before the weekend, the last time here. Liverpool rested their players just because of Bournemouth, and they are going to win. And it's obviously he obviously paid off, and they won. Bournemouth give them a little bit of scare here and there. What's this guy's name now? I think the Ghanaian. First half he almost scored, hitting the bar. Um, Alisson was not was beaten near post, hit the bar. He almost scored. And that was like the only chance I feel should have gone in and did not gone in from Bournemouth. And at the end of the day, Liverpool won 2-0. It's a commanding performance. Arsenal is sending messages. Liverpool is also sending messages. It's just funny. Their game in hand is against Everton, a resurgence Everton, an Everton that can that can hurt you. If they had played the Everton then, it would have been a different ball game. But the Everton of right now under David Moyes uh, is going to be one to really look out for. And if they lose that game or something happens in that game versus Everton, then it's Premier League on again.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you look at Salah, Liverpool struggled in that particular game, but Salah showed up to be counted. I mean, look at him scoring an important goal in both halves. Scoring in the first half. Yes, a penalty. A whole lot of people might complain that the penalty was not worth it and just that. Scoring the penalty in the first half, and look at how he took that second goal with a whole lot of class. And if you look at the stats, Salah, since he joined Liverpool in 2017, 2016-2017 season, he has not scored less than 18 goals in any league season. There is no league season he has not hit a minimum of 18 goals. That shows class. It shows how important he is for the Liverpool team.
Yeah, of course. Salah, if the Ballon d'Or is given right now, at this point in time, it should be given to Salah. Obviously, he's the best player in the world right now. Yes, there are other guys, Vini, Rodrigo, Mbappe, Rafinha, other guys, Salah, there was Yamal, and all these guys. But Salah is ahead of them right now. If the Ballon d'Or is given right now, it should be given to Salah. He took the goal so well, amazingly well. The keeper couldn't even move. It was an amazing goal. Again, Liverpool, I don't know what they are doing. They should have given Salah the contract. Fine, you don't want to give more than 1 year, but he's an exceptional player. You know he's still up to 3 years in his tank at the top. So he should be given 2 years at least and make him sign and stay in the Premier League.
The thing is this, their next game is against a resurging um, Everton, and under David Moyes, Everton has been, I think they found their form. The first game of David Moyes, he lost that particular game. A whole lot of people felt maybe it's going to be a continuation of what Sean Dyche started. The free fall of Sean Dyche. However, Everton has been very fantastic. They've won 3 games in a row, even dispatching a Leicester City 4-0. Um, there is 6 points between uh, Liverpool and Arsenal at the moment. Um, do you think with the form Everton is in right now, do you think they are going to pose a whole lot of challenge for a Liverpool, going to the fact that Liverpool struggled against Bournemouth, in as much as they won, they struggled against Bournemouth.
Bournemouth is not Everton. Bournemouth is much more informed than Everton. Bournemouth has been the giant killer in the Premier League this season. Um, so if I feel it's going to be a very tough match because it's a derby, it's a Merseyside derby, so it's going to be a tough match. But I still think Liverpool will edge it. The firepower of Salah, Nunes, Diaz, Gakpo, and the midfield of Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch is going to be too much for Everton to hold on to. The defense, Liverpool, Van Dijk, Konate. I think they are one of the best partnership this season. Their only weakness in defense is Arnold, but it's also a strength to them going forward. It's going to be an amazing match, but for me, I just feel Liverpool will make it. Anyhow it is, Liverpool will still try to win. And once Liverpool wins, the title is done.
Well, that would be 9 points. So let's go to the Everton game. I think Ruud van Nistelrooy is beginning to get a shocker of his life. Is Leicester City team, they are failing to deliver. Everton delivered a commanding performance at Goodison Park, trashing Leicester City 4-0. The hosts were dominant throughout, with their forward causing constant problems for the Foxes backline. Leicester City was dipping as they searched for form to escape, the lower reaches of the table. I mean, what do you make of that particular game?
Um,
Beto was on fire. The central defense of Leicester City. I don't know what they were thinking. If they were so porous, how do you play a high line and you allow passes to go through that way? I mean, they were just basic passes, basic things, that resulted
the
in loss.
the problem is they are playing a high line with slow defenders. If you want to play high line, you have to play high line with defenders that are fast. Look at the teams that play high line. Barcelona, they have these defenders that are very fast. The same mistake Chelsea did against Man City, playing man to man, high line, putting defenders that are not fast against Haaland is going to end in tears. And the same thing Everton did, and he ended in tears. The same thing Leicester did, and he ended in tears. Van Nistelrooy should have gone to Leicester. Should have just calmed down and look for another club. This Leicester will just wear the CV because they have a whole lot of players that are not good enough. Championship level players playing in the Premier League. Only Vardy, Harry Winks, Ndidi, one or two here and there are good enough to still be playing for the team. The team is in shambles, and I think they might relegate this season.
Well, if you will say that, I mean, they brought him in to probably see if he can keep them up. Don't you think probably maybe he's already settling, he's already thinking about the life in the championship? I mean, Leicester City has been very terrible in terms of their performance. Um, they are playing a whole lot of high line when they don't have, the players to do the job. I mean, how can you play high line and you are giving free rein to Everton? I mean, Everton became a prime Barcelona in that particular game
That's what I'm saying.
because of
They
how
should
poor Leicester City were in terms of their position. The positioning was very poor in that particular game.
they should be bringing coaches that are experienced to take them out of relegation zone. That's what they should be doing right now. They should be bringing players that are experienced to bring them out of the relegation zone, not a Van Nistelrooy. No, 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 no. That's not going to happen. When you want to sign a Van Nistelrooy, you sign a coach like that at the beginning of the season, where he can get his own players. Same thing is happening to Man United right now. I feel Amorim is not that experienced enough to handle a team at the middle of the season. Bring him at the beginning of the season. Let him bring his own players, then he can work and play very well. The games comes very fast. When you bring them in at the middle of the season, the games move very, very fast. How do they cope with all these games coming very fast? As I said, Van Nistelrooy might even got sacked before the end of the season with the way they are playing. They want to stay up. They need to stay up. They need that Premier League money, and they will do anything to stay up. So I think if they want to stay up, they need to sack the coach. No offense, it's not the coach because they are playing the way they play, but they need someone experienced enough to pull them out of the relegation zone because it's there for the taking. Everton is there. Um, Everton is there. I think Crystal Palace is there. All these guys are there. They are battling the education together. And I think it's only Ipswich and Southampton that are confirmed. Okay, these ones are going down.
Uh,
There-
well,
there- there's nothing
well,
they can do.
let's talk about this fish game. The Nigerians in Southampton showed up to be counted. Joe Aribo and Joe Aribo and Paul Onachu, they were very instrumental in getting Southampton the victory, and that was the first time Southampton will win away in the EPL this season.
Joe Aribo, what can we say? A good player. Paulo Onachu, a good player for the team. Also, they played very well. Um, for me, it's just Ipswich should be disappointed in themselves. Everybody felt Ipswich were going to win because Ipswich obviously played a bit better than Southampton in other matches. So people were tipping Ipswich to win. But me, I was tipping it was going to be a draw, a score draw between them because I know both of them, their defense is in shambles, so both of them are going to score obviously. But Southampton came and they won 2-1, and it's a good win for them. But at the end of the day, the two of them are going back to the championship.
Well, I mean, Paul Onacho has been struggling for form since he got to Southampton. The game has been coming in between. He had his chances yesterday and he took it. Probably maybe that might give him a recognition for the national team.
No,
I
no,
mean,
it shouldn't be called into the national team. It's not good enough. It's not good enough to play for Nigeria. No, it's not. We have a Boniface. He scored yesterday. We have a Boniface. We have an Osimhen scoring every week, every game. There are players that are there that are firing. No, 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 no. We should look for other. We should look to other players. It doesn't even. Uh, yeah, it doesn't even strike like a Nigerian player in form, a Nigerian striker in form. The last Nigerian striker to be the way he is Victor Agali, and we know what happens when he plays for Nigeria. He doesn't really perform very well.
okay, well, that's interesting. Let's close out this morning with you know uh, one of the most inconsistent team in the EPL. Yes, they are on the same goal difference with Man City. Man City is ahead of them because of the number of goals scored. However, their performance has been very terrible. That is, Newcastle. Fulham continued their strong away performance with a 2-1 victory against Newcastle United. The visitors took control early, and despite a late push for the Magpies, they held on for their win. Newcastle home form remains a concern as they aim for European qualification. I mean, what do you make of that particular game? A whole lot of people
Uh,
felt, a whole lot of people felt probably maybe Liverpool, maybe Newcastle could do something fantastic because of the form they are in. I mean, one week they are doing good, the next week, you don't know what you get from them.
the next team that will be facing Newcastle is in trouble
How do you mean?
because that's how they played. They mess up this week. The next week they win. They mess up the following week. Then the upper week they win. That's how they play. Um, Everybody expect Newcastle to win. At least you draw. It's a Fulham. Fulham that Man United beat. Man United that is relegation, but he's in relegation battle. Newcastle should have won. I don't know what happened. They lost the game 2-1. They are inconsistent. I've said it again. If they don't make Champions League football, they will sack their coach, and Isak is going to leave.
But the thing is this: what do you think is the cause of the inconsistency? I mean, the Saudi owners, they've spent money, they've brought in the players. Eddie Howe, this will be his third season. And it seems that they start very well and they end up faltering, in the middle of the season. This is a reoccurring this. Yes, there was a particular season when they were in the Champions League. They had a lot of players out, about 10 players out. But this season, the injuries have been few in between, and I don't understand it. And we've constantly, established on this particular show that you cannot use injury as an excuse
Yes,
when
injury.
when a Bournemouth had 10 players out and they ended up winning 5-0. I mean, that's an indication that injury can never be an excuse. What do you think is the issue with Eddie Howe
They
and his
spend
team?
money, but they did not spend money in the right way. They spend money on good players, but they didn't bring in the right coach for them. I think if they have brought a good coach with the kind of money they are spending, a Murillo, uh, they would have been playing more better than this. Pragmatic, anyway you want to say it, but they will win. If they have brought in a Antonio Conte, they spend money, they will be challenging. The coach, I don't know what he's doing. Sometimes they play well, sometimes they don't. They are inconsistent. And again, the Premier League, uh, everybody has a top player. That's why the Premier League is the best league in the world. If you look at teams like Getafe and Espanyol and all these guys in the relegation battle, their striker, who is their striker? Who? They're not really playing well. But if you check the Premier League, even the teams that are below, that are down, Ipswich have a delap. That is, you can't leave him if we dismantle the keeper. Leicester has Vardy. So many strikers in the Premier League are not better than Vardy. Strikers in the top team are not better than Vardy. So that's why the Premier League is very competitive. And you could see a team like Fulham beating Newcastle with all the stars and the way they've been playing this season and everything. I've said it again. If they don't make Champions League, Eddie Howe will be sacked, and Isak is going to leave.
Well, it's always amazing having you on the show. I mean, we had a whole lot to talk about, but I mean, we needed to talk about the EPL in depth. We didn't even touch on La Liga and Italian Serie A. We are out of time, so we don't get fined for eating into another person's time. Um, Thank you so much. Probably maybe we'll get to talk about the Serie A and the La Liga on the next edition of the Goalpost. Thank you. It's always amazing having you with us. It's always, I will look forward to your insights all the time. Thank you for
Uh,
always doing this with us. Thank you so much,
okay.
Timmy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day ahead of you.